Hey, so, oof, oh, sorry for that. I haven't completely figured out the recording software yet. I'm not used to doing gameplay videos. Uh, you can probably tell from how I'm speaking. You know, English isn't my native language, but it it isn't helped by the fact that I haven't ever done this kind of narrated thing before. Funny enough, that's a lie because I've just recorded a bit of a gameplay thing, but it was in a as I found out the hard way because I was kind of happy with that one. Uh, that gameplay was in a format that my computer really doesn't like using. Uh, so I'm gonna redo most of this. I'm gonna try to. I wouldn't say explain, but at least be. I'd say give an introduction to what I want to do during this. Uh, Maybe it'll be a series. It's kind of hard for me to do recordings because I have a tight schedule, and you know, as you can hear, I'm not really used to doing these types. This is mostly for me. It's this is mostly a speech a speech tool. I'm using this to get better at talking and being less awkward. Sure, it's not maybe the best learning tool, but I think it'll be great. And plus, I get to show off this game. Sure, you might find much better gameplay of this somewhere else, but I think my own view of how this game goes might be interesting to some people. So, right now, I'm just gonna do a bit of the tutorial because I just want to kind of show off how this game looks, feels. Because, frankly, I think this is one of those games where before I played it, I looked at a lot of gameplay and thought, well, personally, I don't find it scary. Because I was like, oh, well, I'm seeing, I don't know, Vine Sauce Joel or Spasmatic Banana freaking out over it. And I'm like, well, I'm a big, strong dude. Sorry. I'm a big, strong doodle. Doesn't take no shit. But thing is, this game, for me at least, is much scarier when you play it yourself. And, that goes for most horror games. But, frankly, I think this is really a case where it looks like a funny meme game. A lot of things. There's literally just the funny settings in the settings. You know what? Settings, game. Funny setting right there. So you think, that there's a bunch of jokes in this. There's bits that are self-aware, and for some games that can be really a detriment to the experience, I'd say. But frankly, for me, it really adds to it because there's been times where I've been scared so much by things that were basically just meant as a meme or just an inside joke for the devs. And I think that's something that's great. Personally, I do some horror stuff on my own. I've done a lot of horror for school projects, and I never go full horror. I always like I put a bit of humor in it. I think that's something inherently humor to me feels like it. I've always seen it as either like a coping mechanism or just trying to lighten the mood. Yeah, yeah, big, big controversial takes. Humor lightens the mood, but in horror, I feel that's really essential because sometimes you can say what you will about stuff like, oh my fucking, sorry, the audio just freaks me out. Uh, yeah, as I was saying, if you lighten the mood before a big scary scene, you can really get a lot more, like, how do I, the, the effect of horror to me has always been like, you want to get someone to exactly feel how you want them. So I feel like you jerk their expectations around. That's like in real life. I don't know how I can really say it, but like in real life, you it's like, there's sad stuff, like you go to a funeral and then something really funny you've heard from a while back pops in your head, and you're like trying to hold it in, you're trying not to laugh while, I don't know, like great aunt Edna is in the open casket, and you're thinking like, oh, this is really disrespectful, great aunt Edna, she went through so much. But you're thinking about like a YouTube poop you've seen 5 years ago, and you find it funny, but you know, to and it somehow it makes it sadder because it feels like, in your head, great aunt Edna, you haven't known her that much because you're thinking about some dumb shit you've seen online a few years ago. You know, I told myself I wouldn't go into a rant after doing last recording. I went into a rant about artistic freedom and how copying can sometimes be a strength. And I told myself, well, Doodle, you're not gonna redo this again. You've messed up last recording. And you got scared at this exact same spot by the scary noises. And you didn't even explain how the game works. Listen, I'm not gonna really explain the game mechanics for all this. It's not complicated. But frankly, I'm too much. I ramble in these sorts of situations, and when I ramble, I'm bad at explaining things, and I think that's where I want to take this. I don't have a great personality for gaming like this, so I think, frankly, to me this feels like early Let's Plays where someone is just, or those Let's Plays you get recommended that have like 200 views on YouTube, and it's not even a game you like. Frankly, I think that's what I like in a Let's Play. Some clueless guy trying to, or gal, and I'm not gonna bring a woke Doodle transgender arc in here. Sorry. I love gameplay by people or just normal people who aren't putting in the "Hey guys, subscribe to the Patreon, like and subscribe, whoa, and give me your money, go on Redbubble and buy my shirts. I'm stealing only place, but ooh, you know, I like awkward stuff, but not as like, oh, the Tumblr, oh, this guy is literally cute and I would want to ship him with people because he's so awkward. No, I like seeing real reactions from people are often much more tame than those you see in gameplay videos. That's something I like. I like. Well, I don't like realism in a lot of stuff, but weirdly, in these types of videos, when someone shares their honest feelings, yeah, their honest and true Christian feelings with the general populace of the darn ED paid off. I also told myself I wouldn't do the Christian voice during last recording, but here we are. See, I don't think this will sell many people on watching hours and hours of Doodle playing this game. Doodle being me. But I think, frankly, for me, it'll be great fun because I love playing this game. And when I get scared, I ramble like this. And I think capturing this is gonna be fun. I don't know if it will be fun for other people, but personally, even with all the problems I'm having with audio and stuff, I think this will be a great way for me to share a passion I have for this game. And I never saw this. See, I didn't even explain how the gameplay works. Like, I'll be honest, watch someone else's explanation for this if you're interested in the game. My videos are more gonna be like for my own entertainment, so I can go back to them, because I've already played all the story events. I've played 40, maybe 50 days of the main game. I've seen stuff in Sandbox. I've been spoiled on the game. But I think if I return to this game, I was scared by that little sound bite. I think if I return to this game, I'll still feel something. So, I wanted to do solar mode, which is basically a very hard version of the gameplay loop. But, frankly, I think going back to that idea, what would be great is if I started doing a small, easy mode, chill game, chill vibes, just vibe and study to it. Fuck that shit. Sorry. Just simple gameplay. I do this, and I just post it online, and then I go back into the full hardcore rage bait version where I set the nights to be hyper long and difficulty to maximum, so I can get those sweet Doodle reactions in there. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. After I'm done uploading this, I'll try to do like maybe one night, just the intro of the game, show you guys how I feel about it. I think this is gonna be my retrospective on how I feel. This isn't gonna be the full uh, Doodle first experience gets jump scared by everything. No, as a matter of fact, I went by all the tutorial because I already know how this works. That's why I've been talking to you in this gore pit for the past few minutes. So yeah, I'm gonna quit now, and I'm gonna try to edit this down to be less boring, or keep it as it is, and I'll see you in the next video where I do get to the main gameplay loop, because I think that'll be much more interesting with this rambly thing I've got going on, because I'll be able to talk about subjects that interest me. Yeah, okay, I'll stop now. See you next video.